This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
I wasn't on the stage yet. Hi, y'all. How are y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. Hi. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. I'm so glad to see y'all. Hope y'all had a good evening last night, and I hope your day so far has been absolutely amazing. We have got some things to talk about. Miss Cindy from sunny South Florida, you are such a beautiful person and a lovely gem. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I was trying to access my live real quick so I could see who they went to. Oh, yep, there it is. Those went to Spinster, Banana Bottom, yay, Donna Burrows, aka Respect Pickles, and Anna Sweden. We got people that are in chat. That is amazing. Thank you, YouTube. And thank you, Miss Cindy from sunny South Florida. That was so very sweet of you. I really appreciate you, and I have so much love for you. You are such a doll. Thank you. I'm gonna grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Welcome to Speculation Station, new members, and thank you, Miss Cindy. It's good to see you, Abellis, Dainty Dane, Hannah UK, Edith, Crystal, Allie X, Lisa Lynn, Snarky Pants. Good to see you. Lisa Lynn, YouTube is messed up. I lost my membership. Oh no. Only if the creator has a join button. I should have a join button on my channel. It should be on, like, if you go to my channel, it should say that. But if it doesn't, I will work on that. I'm sorry, Lisa Lynn. I love you, and I'm sorry that's going on. Kathy, good to see you. Southern Cats, good to see you. West Side Crime Story, good to see you. I'm glad y'all are here. Dainty Dane, Miss King of Anything. Sam Brown, good to see you. Holly, good to see you. Connie, good to see you. Bogart, good to see you. Mad Monkey. Oh, look, we're about to talk about that. We're going to talk about It's kind of a funny story. We're going to talk about that. Indie Girl, good to see you, love. I'm glad you're here. I'm scrolling, looking for, I try to look at y'all's pictures and see if I see any that are different. Content Angel, good to see you. Victoria, good to see you. Native Girl, good to see you. Julie, I see y'all talking to Julie. Miss Scorpio's here. Cracker Jacks. Heel is here. Convicted. Uh-oh. Ruh Shaggy. Uh-uh. Shaggy, the one that caught him banging on the bathroom floor. I can't remember how it goes. Are you talking about that, Shaggy? Teresa and Julie. I didn't see y'all. I hope y'all didn't miss y'all. Kelly's here. Teresa. You said hi, Teresa, right here. There's Teresa. Hey, Teresa. Just me. Callie, look, I miss people everywhere. I saw that Julie is here, but I ain't seen her yet. There she is. Hey, Julie. Okay. Good to see y'all. Y'all, I got to tell y'all something that's kind of funny. JDR, good to see you. There is no join button for some channel with Apple products, but if you put the link in the chat, you can join. Okay, let me try to grab that real quick. It might take me a minute, so hold on just a minute. Oh, what do we got? There's something from Osceola County. We will see what that says. Okay, memberships. I need to go here. I need to go to this. Oh, no. I need to copy the link. Okay, I think I have the link. Abraham, good to see you. No, Scooby-Doo, Rutro Shaggy. Oh, okay. Okay. Becky P, good to see you. Okay, y'all. So I got up this morning and I'm going to show y'all what I walked into because I might have overreacted just a little bit. Oh, it was not good. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, hell no. We ain't doing this. Okay, hold on. We might have to wait though because the sheriff, it appears like, is having a news conference in Osceola County. What is that about? Hey, Vero. Let's see. To discuss arrest of two employees. But I can't hear it, just like everything in Osceola County.
Okay.
Let's
Are you expecting
back
more
it up.
charges against these two individuals?
All right. Let's see what this is. Real quick before I tell y'all my funny story. Hey, Amanda and Jenny Jen, good to see you. JDR. What is this about?
Not been good.
Let me turn these on. Since we can't never hear nothing out of Osceola County. 1228. Oh, he's giving that look like you done messed up.
We may all lose 10 pounds before it's over, but we'll be in a better place.
Maybe.
Thank you.
What's that crime? I don't know, Kelly.
Out of the fan.
We might find out.
There we go.
Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm
Good
Sheriff
afternoon.
Chris Blackman, Osceola County Sheriff's Office. When I came into this office and agency, I promised the public that we would operate with honesty and integrity, and we will continue to do that on the same path going forward. Sadly, we're here gathered for this press conference to inform you that two of our employees have broken that sacred trust that's instilled upon us.
Oh,
The oath of
no.
office is a sacred promise that we are supposed to act with integrity and serve those we protect. Again, today I bring to you all this information that two of our members were arrested. On July 15th, an investigation was started on civilian employee Cassandra Worthland. She was an 8.5-year employee of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Her job title was Digital Evidence Specialist. Cassandra was fired from the Sheriff's Office on July 17th of 2025. July 23rd, we had arrest warrants issued for Cassandra on 4 counts of unlawful use of a two-way communication device and 4 counts of unauthorized access to a computer system. On July 23rd, Cassandra was notified and she turned herself into the Osceola.
So she, the only other place I ever saw the unauthorized use of a two-way communication device was with the sheriff who got busted with the casino, Sheriff Marco Lopez, and then unauthorized use of a computer system. I guess she was pulling people's information, names, or files that she wasn't supposed to.
County Jail. As we continue to look at the issues within the agency, I want to remind you all that we have a great agency with a lot of good people. We just have a small segment that we're looking at that have some issues. And with that, as we see those issues, we will arrest and prosecute those people if it's criminal charges. Today, we arrested a former Osceola County Sheriff's Office Deputy Sheriff, Kyle Henry. He's been employed with the Sheriff's Office since October of 2021. He was assigned to the Community Outreach Division, and that investigation is still ongoing. We made charges today of his unlawful access to computer system and electronic databases to obtain information not relevant to his official duties. That's from May of 2024. And why do I say May 2024? I want you all to know that that come from the prior administration, and we promised when we took over, we would come in, and as we found things that popped up, we would take the appropriate action on whatever that may be.
So basically, he took over when Sheriff Marco Lopez got arrested and had to go to prison or jail or whatever is going on with that because he allegedly stole $21 million with the illegal gambling operation. These two people have been accessing information that was not directly related to their job duties. So they were accessing some type of information and giving it to people, and they weren't supposed to be accessing the information and giving it to people is what I'm speculating allegedly happened.
So these two employees have been arrested. The access that Henry did was
Hey, Blue Giraffe.
unrelated to his work caseload or his authorized assignments.
I
It's a
suppose.
direct violation of the agency's protocols and Florida law governing offenses against computer systems and electronic records. On June 23rd, Henry was placed on administrative duties by me on July
Hey,
29th.
Kimmy.
A warrant was issued for his arrest, and this morning he was arrested without incident here in Osceola County. I can't comment on either one of these cases. I know you want comments, but I can't because both investigations are still ongoing.
Are
Okay.
they related at all, the two, or are they
They are
completely
not.
unrelated?
I don't think we're going to be able to hear the comments.
I don't know that for sure. I was told that, Shannon, but I don't have that. I cannot.
Were these discovered through the ongoing audit?
No, these were discovered by our staff here, stuff that was brought to our attention, and we looked into it. As I told the public from the beginning, we're going to build trust and integrity back with the agency. So we've looked into the cases that were brought to our attention, stuff that we found. Like I said, this is from 2024. And again, to the public, we're going to look at anything like that going forward. And we'll make appropriate charges if they're criminal. We'll make them. If it's administrative and it's bad enough, we'll terminate the employee.
So he said he can't answer questions. I mean, we could continue to listen to it, but I don't know that we'll find anything of substance. But he just said, if it's bad enough, we'll terminate the employee. And this press conference was held to terminate employees. So evidently it's bad enough, but he's not going to give out any more information right now. Maybe we can find out more later.
It's not a great feed coming in right now, but
Oh, we don't want that. Let's not do that. Okay. All right. So let me show y'all what I woke up to this morning. Y'all, I woke up, I saw this, and I went to hell. I said, oh, hell no. And y'all, I saw this video and I made a damn thumbnail. I made the title of my live was somebody, oh God, I overreacted. I overreacted. So let me show y'all. First, I'm going to play the video to the part that I heard, and we're going to talk about that real quick. Oh, Lord, it's not there. I thought I put it there. Okay, hold on. Let's go to you over here. Let's go to, not that. Oh, y'all get to see what all I've watched this morning. Okay, here we go. See, I only watched the first 3 minutes of it. This is what I woke up to, okay? Let me grab his link though, because I am going to drop it. And it is in my description box. Okay. So I'm going to play y'all what I first heard, and then I'm going to tell y'all what I did. Because I might have overreacted a little bit. All right, here we go.
Email logs between Stephen Stearns. Hey guys, so we have some new email logs between Stephen Stearns and someone who was writing to him while he was behind bars preparing for trial. He talks about Jen Soto, his relationship with her, and he also talks about Maddie's unaliving. I want to read you guys some of these messages, so take a listen. So this first message is from Stephen on May 1st, 2025, around 9:30 in the morning, and he was writing to someone who in reality was fishing for information out of him. He was asked basically,
now, right there, he was writing to someone who was fishing for information. I'm going to be honest. I was like, kind of hurt, but okay, you're right. You know, I can handle it if it's the truth. The truth is I was fishing for information, so we'll roll with that. Okay, that's true. I'm not upset about it.
what his view on Jen Soto was, what his relationship was to her, and how he viewed her. And he responds, Jen was a best friend until she made the move on me. I think we would have been better off staying friends and not getting involved. She was not a good match for me as a partner. She was a real train wreck of a person. I thought I could help, but my own mental was not in a great place due to depression.
Now, I stopped right there and I was like, okay, you didn't say where you got it from. I went and I looked at the description, and that was not there at the time. And I left a message right here. I said, you didn't drop my link or say that you got this from me. I would never do that to you. You could have at least put my link in the description. All of the emails are available on my page. Please fix this. I would not do that to you. Thank you. And so he said, like, now, at this point, I didn't even give him a chance to respond. I went and made a thumbnail and I said, somebody stole my emails, and his picture was up there. And the title of today's live, the first thing was, somebody stole my emails. And I was mad. And while I'm making the thumbnail and I was preparing for the live, Hio, which also commented in this description right here, He'll send it off Firelight, commented, and she's emailing or she's sending me a text message while I'm making this. And I'm like, "Ah, I'll look at it in a minute. I'm making this, I'm making the thumbnail and the thing. And she emails me, or not emails me, texts me and says, he fixed it. And I'm like, oh, damn. So I go back and fix everything. He was actually really sweet about it. So after I said that, he said, these screenshots were sent to me through a Facebook group that I'm in. I'll link your page in the description. And she said, you're amazing for doing that and adding that, Matt. Thank you for being so supportive. And after that, I said, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And he said, yes, of course. So evidently, he got them from a Facebook group. And this guy has a lot of followers. I'm going to drop his link now that I've explained the situation. He's got a lot of followers on TikTok. And I was like, so I assume the emails are now on TikTok, which I find really interesting. And I was like, maybe I should go on TikTok and talk about it, but I just don't have the time. Like, I already don't have the time. I've got videos I need to put out, and I already don't have the time to do it. So I don't think I'd have the time to be on TikTok. But his name is Matt Thibodeau. I don't know. Matt Thibodeau. I think he's from TikTok because, like I said, he appears to have a crap load of subscribers on TikTok. So he was really nice about it. I could definitely see how it could be shared in a Facebook group and then you just get screenshots of it and not know where it came from. So yeah, evidently the emails are now being shared. I did drop his link. Oh really, Lulu? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's different when it comes from the actual creator. I don't know. But he was really nice about it. And I thank you, Lulu, for saying something. I really do. He was really nice about it. And so I did drop his link. And he could have been mean about it because we were talking about it. And like technically, because he didn't show that, like he didn't show any of my emails. He kind of just read them. So technically, he didn't have to do that. So I appreciate him doing that. Yeah, my email. So I'll finish playing the video and we'll talk about it. Hey, Shin, tis not. Oh, thank you. Nancy Jean said, I watched Matt and he's an upstanding guy. Yeah, he was really nice about it. And like, I was not very nice about it. You saw what I said, which I could have been nicer. So I do appreciate it. We'll watch what he says about it because I didn't know anybody else had picked these up yet. So I find it really interesting. His link, let me see. I will pin it real quick, but he is also in the description if you guys want to subscribe to him. Like I said, I really appreciate him doing that for me because technically he didn't have to. Hey, Kate. Okay. Yeah, we're going to move on from this after this.
And it was really not helped by that situation. Sometimes friends become more and it's great, but this was not one of those times, and I should have had the guts to admit it and move on a long time ago. He said that he stayed with Jen because she was his best friend and they had great conversations in the first couple of years and they got along great. By the end of it though, he stayed with her more out of habit than anything else. He goes on to say that when you get comfortable with a person like that, it gets hard to make that big change, even if it's for the best. Yes, in the last few years, she was really zoned out and was.
So, Lori Ann, you asked how I feel about this. I've always said from when I started my channel, if I have something that anybody wants to use, they're more than welcome to use it. I don't care if you have no subscribers, you're allowed to use my stuff. I just ask that you say where you got it from because I do use like Law and Crime and News Nation stuff without saying, hey, I don't drop their links in my description all the time, but I mean, it's obvious that's where it's from. Other than that, if I'm using something, I do drop the links, and I don't care. Like I said, I don't care who uses my stuff. I don't care if you've got 1 million subscribers or you got no subscribers. It doesn't matter to me as long as you say where you got it from, because I'm not a striker. I've never struck anybody. And I'm not going to. If you find my information compelling enough to want to use it, please, by all means, because at the end of the day, when we share somebody else's stuff, we're helping each other out, because people that watch his videos that might not know who I am might come and check me out now. So that's all like, I don't care. You don't have to, like, I mean, I ask that you say where you got it from, but you don't have to, like, stop every 30 seconds and talk or whatever. I try to do that, out of respect, because a lot of people aren't like me, but it doesn't bother me. It was weird to hear somebody else talk about me and read the emails. I found that interesting, but I do appreciate it. Hey, Rubber, good to see you, love. Ever love me? Good to see you. I shared your last live on the emails. It's juicy to get to talk to a subject as wild, trying to understand evil. It is. And thank you for sharing that. But then I realized it was on another creator's Facebook page and they might not have liked it. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully they didn't, because hopefully they liked it. I don't know, because it seems to be getting shared out. So I appreciate it, and like I said, technically, because he didn't show any of my he didn't show the email, he didn't, like, play me speaking about it, he didn't even have to put me in the description, and he did. So I do appreciate that. I really do. Like, he really didn't have to. Um, so I'll play this. I like the way he does, like, like I said, I think he's from TikTok, and I like the way he did this, where he's got the pictures over him talking. So I don't know. And I was thinking about it and I was like, well, if they do get really popular, I was like, do I think that I had to ask myself, would I try to email other people? But I still think the answer is no, because it felt really gross. Like, I don't think it really matters to me how many people look at it or view it or how popular it gets. I don't think that I would ever do that shit again, because it was just gross, honestly. Oh, thank you, Abraham. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate that. I love y'all so much, our little speculating family. Lisa Lynn said, even though I believe Jen is not innocent, however, she was groomed and now he's victim blaming. You think Stefan's victim blaming? I definitely do, with his quote unquote victim impact statement at the plea hearing. That shit made me sick.
Scroll on her phone all day long and would just not really engage anymore. It became so frustrating and we drifted apart emotionally until we were basically just roommates. He said they were still saying I love you to one another, but he on his end was just going through the motions. He said that neither of them could really be described as fully functional adults. She seemed to adult in ways better than him, and he seemed to adult in ways better than her, but we maybe just filled in gaps for each other's lives. I did feel the need to stick around and help her. That is true. I knew she needed someone else around and stupidly had some notion that it should be me, but I should have just focused on myself. He goes on to say that Jen was extremely bipolar, which was its own set of problems, but she also had some trauma in her history, which I will not detail because that's her business really, but it left her in this mental space where she would refuse to leave the house by herself or even at all if it was something she could just have me go and do instead.
Okay. Thea, good to see you. If I had to guess, I would say yes. I think Stefan thinks I'm talking to him, only because Deborah Stearns came in and left me all those nasty emails. And I did tell him there's more emails that he's more than welcome to go through. I mean, I said there's more emails in the comments, and I'm saying now he is more than welcome to go through them, because there's a whole video. I don't know how many he has. I was kind of listening to see if they have all of the emails or not out there. But yeah, I don't mind if anybody uses the emails. I just ask that, like I said, you say that you got it from me. I think Stefan knows that it was me because of the comments Deborah Stearns left. And Deb's talked to him. And Deb's been like, see, I told you were talking to a YouTuber, and she's a druggie. And what did she say in that comment? She used to be on drugs and she'll do anything to get her next fix. I told you. But all the while, she's talking to a person on YouTube as well. So make that make sense. I don't know. That's my thought on it. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Irene.
Her anxiety was crippling and she would spend all day in bed doom scrolling on her phone, and it was extremely frustrating for everyone around her at times, especially for myself and her daughter. She had a problem with accountability and never admitting when she was wrong. Any problem involving her was a you problem and not a her problem. He said that Jen was always in a constant perpetual victim mentality. On May 15th, he actually said that he found out and heard a lot of stuff about Jen that he hadn't ever known. Like, she apparently defrauded the government to the tune of around $80,000, which, considering that her mom does insurance and tax work on the side, seems quite possible. She also had a GoFundMe page for her daughter's funeral that earned around $60,000 to $70,000, but
Wendy, good to see you helped her. Wendy said helped her, more like moved himself into her daughter. This absolute crap coming out his mouth. That's why he pled guilty, because I think his parents would have cut him off after hearing gory details. You think so? A lot of people think that. A YouTube druggie that only wants money and the next fix. Hold your panties, Grandma. No doubt. I haven't done any drugs in over 10 years at least, probably going on 11.
her daughter was cremated and she used that money to hire a lawyer and used for other various personal uses from what he heard. But later in that paragraph, he says that his parents said all of this stuff to him. So who's to say that that's even true? We know that his mom has this vendetta against Jen and has been trying to pass all of this stuff onto Jen since the very beginning to try and make it look like Stefan isn't this bad guy and Jen is. So I would take that with a grain of salt, but that is what he is saying in these messages. Now, when it comes to Maddie's unaliving, remember Stefan Sturge said something to the effect that, like, he found her deceased and he described what she looked like, and that is what basically happened. He didn't actually unalive her. He says that he has some theory of what I think happened, what he thinks happened, and that my theory and the state's theory don't match. The problem is they are trying to present their theory as a given fact when it isn't. And they
So it sounds like he has all of the emails. I'm going to skip it ahead towards the end because he's read, I think, 2 and is now reading the 3rd one. So it does sound like he has the emails because I put out a video. We'll go over here real quick. Hold on. I'm not on my page. I'm not on my page. There we go. So I put out this video right here, and it's emails about Jen, Maddie, and the stabbing in Cali and the TBI. Excuse me. So it sounds like he has this video or has seen maybe this video, or somebody has shared at least screenshots of the emails from this video. So, I mean, he appears to have, all of the information. So I skipped it ahead towards the end to see what his thoughts are on the end of it, because I haven't watched toward the end and I want to know what he has to say about it towards the end.
I want to be in a relationship with Jen, but he stayed around her because he was trying to help her. I mean, that is so manipulative. We know why he stayed around her. He stayed around her to have access to her daughter. He was not.
I'm going to back it up just a little bit. Sandra, good to see you. And yeah, I think, the thing about where Deb fucked up with that is that there is a lot of people who have passed on YouTube. And her calling me out actually made her look worse than I could have ever looked. That's why I highlighted it and put it on a thumbnail. So, Okay, let's try this again.
She was dealing with a lot, and he literally took advantage of that. He admits multiple times that he did not want to be in a relationship with Jen, but he stayed around her because he was trying to help her. I mean, that is so manipulative. We know why he stayed around her. He stayed around her to have access to her daughter. He was not trying to help her. He was taking advantage of the situation and taking advantage of this woman's vulnerability. And he is still trying to play the victim. Like, this is all stuff that is negatively impacting him and him alone. It makes no sense. Now, I'm still following this very closely. Just because he has pleaded guilty and no contest doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to stop talking about this. He can still make phone calls. He can still message people online. And I want to continue looking into this, and I want to continue breaking all of this down and sharing it for you guys so that we can expose him and anyone else who is associating with him. So make sure to follow. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Well, I like the way he broke that down. I found that interesting, and I do appreciate him putting my description in the my link. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. My link in the description box, because like I said, he didn't have to. So I do appreciate that. Okay, we have a couple things to talk about today. We can first I want to talk to y'all about this baby because I just heard this story from Hio actually sent it to me. Um out of Tennessee, and I found it real interesting and I want to know more about it because it's kind of confusing and they're not giving out a lot of details yet. Hold on. Our agency was not. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. I got to find it. Okay, I guess we're going to go to the Sharon Osbourne one real quick because I've got to pull that one and I don't have it yet. So I got to get the one about the baby because I'm not seeing it. So this real quick, Ozzy had his funeral today and I'm going to play. Hey Ann, good to see you. I'm going to play this in memory of Ozzy real quick. That was a memory of Ozzy. That is my little video for members. I hate that Ozzy died. He was a legacy all his own. So I have this video for you guys. The article is titled Ozzy Osbourne Funeral, Sharon Osbourne Breaks Down During Emotional Procession. Now, out in Birmingham, the streets were lined with people watching him go by. You can see in the backgrounds back here, all the people lined up in the street to watch Ozzy as he goes by. And there's Sharon and Kelly and Jack. I think it's Kelly. Oh, yeah. Jack, Sharon, and Kelly lay flowers and view messages and floral tributes left at the Black Sabbath Bridge bench on Broad Street in Birmingham. So we'll watch the video real quick while I grab our article about the baby in Tennessee. This is going to be from Sky News. Oh, yeah, they're going to do a freaking commercial first. Hold on. Nope, not today. Okay. That's so sad. Okay. He's got the purple cross up there on top of the car. That's so sad. It is really sad. Hey, Scratch. Oh. So that was from the funeral procession, and some of their family has talked about it. Oh my gosh. Well, hold on, I have to pull it back up again so I can actually read the article. Let me go to my Gmail because I don't know why it did it that way and made me close out after the video. Hold on, just a minute. Okay. Let me put it back up. Y'all are saying Ozzy. Shadow's crying. Vera said she's the glue of the family. Yeah, Kelly got really tiny off of that Ozempic, and so did Sharon. All 6 of his kids were there. Yep. Love Sharon. She is the one of the few wives that stuck to her hubby through it all. She really did. It is like marriages were back in the day. She talked about her marriage and how the night they got married, he was so drunk that she found him passed out in the hallway. It says fans and family alike are bidding their farewell to Ozzy Osbourne. On Wednesday, thousands of people flocked to the streets of Birmingham, England, to honor the legendary rock star as the hearse and accompanying vehicles made their way to the Black Sabbath bridge and bench. Sharon Osbourne and children Jack Osbourne and Kelly Osbourne put on a united front as they arrived to the celebration of life hand in hand. And then there's pictures of it. This one says Jack Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, and Kelly Osbourne arrived to view tributes to the late Ozzy Osbourne from fans as his funeral cortege travels through his home city of Birmingham on July 30th, 2025 in Birmingham, England. Look at that. This is the funeral cortege for Ozzy Osbourne travels through his home in the city of Birmingham on July 30th of 2025 in Birmingham, England. And you can see behind it all the flowers there that they left. Lorianne says the hearse carrying Osbourne made its way down Broad Street to the Black Sabbath bench, which was unveiled on the Broad Street Canal Bridge in 2019. They were saying Ozzy, 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 oi, 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 as the hearse arrived, according to the Associated Press. 6 vehicles carrying the Osbourne family, who paid for the procession, followed. She's standing with her daughters, Kelly and Amy, at the funeral procession right here. Sharon Osbourne stands with her children at the funeral procession for Ozzy Osbourne in Birmingham. Oh, that's so sad. The flowers said Ozzy, did they? I thought they did, but I couldn't tell. Oh, yeah, it says O-Z-Z and then Y. Family of Ozzy Osbourne, Jack and widow Sharon and daughter Kelly arrived to lay flowers at the Black Sabbath bridge bench on Broad Street during the funeral procession. And then it says on Tuesday, the Lord Mayor of Birmingham, Council something, said it was, quote, important, unquote, for the city to honor Osbourne in the city that he loved so much. I'll play this one real quick and see if they say something. Nope. This. Right there behind them, I'm going to make it big again, but there's a picture of Ozzy and it says, "We love you." Oh, Birmingham will always love you. And you get to see all the people back there. All right, we saw that already, so I'm not going to. Oh, dang it. I did it again. I don't know how to. Oh, there we go. It says, quote, Ozzy was more than a music legend. He was a son of Birmingham, having recently been awarded the Freedom of the City, and following his celebrated appearance at the Back to the Beginning concert at Villa Park earlier this month, it was important to the city that we support a fitting, dignified tribute ahead of a private family funeral. We know how much this moment will mean to his fans. We are proud to host it here with his loving family in the place where it all began. and we are grateful that we have generously offered to pay to enable this to happen and support the city is giving him the farewell he deserves. And there's pictures of it. Wow, that's amazing. I like Sharon's hair color too. The other three are first from marriage, Jessica and Lewis, biological, Elliot, adopted. Oh, Kim, I'm sorry for what you got going on. Oh, goodness, Kim, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I couldn't imagine that. I'm so sorry. She does look frail. I'm hoping she has a long life after this. Because I've thought that for a little while with her. It's because I think it has more to do with that Ozempic, but I don't know. This says mourners and music fans lined the street to pay their respects to the funeral cortege of Ozzy Osbourne and the late lead singer of, or not and, the late lead singer of Black Sabbath makes its way through Birmingham. Oh. Elsa Finn O'Shea of Birmingham poses in front of tributes prior to Ozzy Osbourne's funeral procession. Says good night, Ozzy, Birmingham forever. Oh. Says they're very grateful for the special family time they had together before Ozzy passed. A source told the outlet they're planning a small private funeral that will be a celebration of his life. Lord, I'll get it right in a minute. Ozzy would never want a mope fest. The source said that the Rockers family, including Sharon, who is 72, and their children, Amy, 41, Jack, 39, Kelly, 40, is touched by all the love and support pouring in from around the world. There's where the fans are there, and it reads, I'll read part of it while we... In a Dear Ozzy column for The Times in 2011, Osbourne shared his wishes on what he hoped the future funeral would be like after a fan asked if it was, quote, too morbid to plan your own funeral, or is it a thoughtful gift for your surviving relatives?
Fans of the late heavy metal singer Ozzy Osbourne are filling up the streets of Birmingham, England, where a hearse carrying Osbourne's body will travel through the streets before a private funeral will be held for the singer. Greg Palcott is live in London. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, we are monitoring it all, what they are calling the last ride for the pioneer of heavy metal rock music. Ozzy Osbourne is about to take place in Birmingham, his old hometown. A public funeral procession carrying the Prince of Darkness will roll off shortly through the city center and by a shrine to the band. Thousands of fans arriving from the UK and all over. A private family service will follow. The 76-year-old musician died a week ago today. He'd been battling Parkinson's disease. That death came just over 2 weeks after a final concert involving the group. Osbourne grew up in the central England town, forming Sabbath in the late 60s. It quickly gained a massive following, including in the U.S. Osbourne's unique voice cutting through loud guitar and drums. Music continued along with Osbourne's personal issues like drug abuse and alcoholism. His career gained a second wind when he teamed up with wife Sharon and several children, becoming the reality TV dad. Brian, today's event is called a celebration of life. Osbourne saying he wanted his funeral to be just a time of thanks and to hear from the scene, a lot of very loud music. Back to you.
Oh. Okay, when Ozzy was asked about planning his own funeral, he said, quote, I honestly don't care what they play at my funeral. They can put on a melody of Justin Bieber, Susan Boyle, and We Are the Diddy Man if it makes them happy, Osbourne wrote. But I do want to make sure it's a celebration, not a mope fest. And I think that was more recent. It says Ozzy faced a number of health issues throughout his life and revealed a Parkinson's diagnosis in 2022. That's a great picture of him. He said, quote, I'd also like some pranks, maybe the sound of knocking inside the coffin or a video of me asking my doctor for a second opinion on his diagnosis of, quote, death, he continued. There will be no harping on the bad times. So, to answer your question, yes, a bit of planning is the right thing to do for the family you've left behind, he said. It's worth remembering that a lot of people see nothing but misery their whole lives. So, by any measure, most of us in this country, especially rock stars like me, are very lucky. That's why I don't want my funeral to be sad. I want it to be a time to say thanks. Well, I thought that was beautifully written. Susan Boyle has an amazing voice. He was funny. He was very funny. I think that's a good tribute to him. And I appreciate that. I think that was sent to me from Hio. All right, now we're at 51. Hio also sent me this article about a baby that was left in a stranger's yard in Tennessee. And I was like, whoa, like there's not a lot out on it, but we're gonna see what we can figure out real quick because the story behind it is kind of like what on earth is going on here. So let's talk about it. Okay, so this article is titled Four Found Deceased. Investigation continues after abandoned infant found. And they updated it. It says several media outlets report that authorities have identified the four deceased as Courtney Rose, Matthew Wilson, Adriana Williams, and a juvenile. So this looks like a Facebook post. Yep, it is. There's a picture of them, and this is the baby. All four have been located deceased. Please keep the baby and other loved ones in your thoughts and prayers. If you have any information, please get in touch with the TBI immediately. I have no official update to give at this time. Just send prayers, good thoughts, and whatever you believe in. Alarming circumstances surrounding four people missing from Dyer County, Tennessee. Adriana Williams, Matthew Wilson, Courtney Rose, and Brandon Williams. Adriana and Matthew are the parents of a baby that was found earlier today. Courtney is the maternal grandmother and Brandon is the maternal uncle. Let me reiterate, I do not know if this is true. This is a Facebook post. You all know how I feel about that. This is just what they are saying on this Facebook post. A lot of times they can be wrong. I'm just putting that out there. It says family members and friends are saying that all four are missing. Matthew's mother had made a post stating that she last heard from Matthew at 6:43 on July 29th. At this time, he was on his way home from the Big River still. At approximately 3:11 on July 29th, a 911 call was placed from a resident of Old Highway 20 near the Tiggerette community stating that someone had left an infant strapped in a car seat in their yard before driving away. The baby was checked out and identified. She is okay and safe. The discovery has sparked the search for Adriana, Matthew, Courtney, and Brandon. Loved ones insist that something is wrong as they do not believe that Adriana or Matthew would ever leave their baby that way. Matthew's mother posted that they could be in a late model's 84 truck with a white stripe and a 2008 model Dodge Charger or a small white SUV. If you have any information about the location of any of these individuals, please call the Dyer County Sheriff's Office at 731-285-2802 or 911. So these are our victims, and I'm sure you could kind of grasp from that, but I am going to read the article. Basically, they left their baby strapped in a car seat in a stranger's yard, and then a few hours, so the police get this call about the baby, and they take the baby, and then a few hours later, all four of these people are found murdered a few counties over. Mark said the bodies of the parents have been found and it's a homicide investigation. Yep, 4 people are dead. And we're about to read that in this article. So what happened to where you leave the baby in the yard of a stranger and then you drive away and everybody gets killed? What is going on here? So this is an update as of 11:07 a.m. today. It says from the Bureau of Investigation at the request of the 29th Judicial District Attorney General Danny Goodman, TBI agents with the assistance of the FBI and the Lake and Dyer County Sheriff's Office continue to investigate the deaths of 4 individuals found Tuesday along Carrington Road in Tiptonville. The identities of the deceased are being withheld pending next of kin notification, and we just got their identities. At this time, the investigation remains active and ongoing. They said earlier than that at 9:30, below is a statement from Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery. So the sheriff said, quote, "This remains a very active and ongoing investigation, and we want to assure the public that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is leading this case with the highest level of diligence and professionalism. Our thoughts and prayers are with the friends, families, and entire community impacted by this tragic situation. We know this is a difficult time. We stand with you. We are grateful to all the agencies and individuals who are working tirelessly on this investigation. Your dedication and commitment to justice do not go unannounced. Out of respect for the integrity of the investigation, we will defer any questions or requests for updates to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and we will continue to support their efforts and provide assistance as needed." So, this says update on abandoned infant case and active crime scene in Lake County. Okay, I'm going to go to the original story real quick, and then we'll come back to these updates. So here's the original story. It was released July 29th at 4:37. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office is seeking public assistance in identifying an abandoned infant and the suspect that left the child behind. At approximately 3:11 p.m. on Monday, the sheriff's office received a call from a witness regarding a dark-colored minivan or a white mid-sized SUV that reportedly, let me get a sip of my drink so I can read correctly. Good Lord. We know it was going to be the mid-sized white SUV, reportedly dropped an infant off in someone's front yard on Highway 20 near the Tigeret area. And there's the baby. Look at that baby. Either unalivers dropped the baby off or the family did it to save the baby. I think they did it to save the baby. Because I think that oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. So y'all are thinking that whoever did this committed the homicide and then dropped the baby off because they weren't going to kill the baby? I don't know why I didn't even think about it that way. Maybe. But they're driving the white colored SUV. Did they steal the car? Hey, Becky. I know those eyelashes. Those eyelashes. It's so adorable. Hey, Aria. Isn't she precious? She is beautiful. So, that's from the Dyer County Sheriff's Office. It says, according to Dyer County Sheriff's Office, Medical Center EMS and Crockett County Ambulance Service was called to evaluate the child. Dyer County Sheriff's Office urges the public to assist in this investigation by keeping an eye out for the described vehicles. So the two vehicles were a dark-colored minivan and a white mid-sized SUV. And remember, the white mid-sized SUV is what one of the parents of the people who are now deceased said they could be driving. Dyer County Sheriff's Office is also cooperating with the Crockett County Sheriff's Office and the Tennessee Highway Patrol during this investigation. If you have any information, please call the Sheriff's Office at 731-285-2802. No further details were available at that time. Now we've got this update on abandoned infant case and active crime scene in Lake County. So it says Sheriff Jeff Box of the Dyer County Sheriff's Office provides an update regarding the ongoing investigation involving the abandoned infant who was found safe earlier today. As of now, Dyer County investigators are actively working alongside the Lake County Sheriff's Office at a crime scene in Lake County where 4 individuals have been found deceased. The identities of the deceased are currently being withheld pending notification of next of kin. The TBI and the FBI have been requested to respond to assist with this incident. Sheriff Box expresses his heartache over the tragic situation, stating, quote, "This is a deeply saddening day for our community. We are committed to uncovering the truth and ensuring justice is served." He also extends his heartfelt appreciation to Sheriff Avery and his officers for their swift assistance and collaboration as the scene is located within Lake County. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office remains dedicated to resolving both the abandoned infant case and the ongoing investigation at the crime scene. We will continue to update the public as more information becomes available. And then it goes to the 2 that we read. So again, evidently these are the people who the baby belongs to, and it's going to be the 4 found deceased are going to be Adriana Williams, Matthew Wilson, Courtney Rose, and Brandon Williams. And there she is with her, what appears to be daddy or somebody located them. Were Cabbage Patch Kids supposed to be grown like cabbages? Is that the I think so. Hey, Rhonda. So what happened? And this is a child. This is a juvenile right here that was also found deceased. So I wonder if they knew something was going to happen and dropped the baby off, or if whoever did this to them dropped the baby off in somebody's front yard. I had this other one that we'll look at, and it's got an actual video, and it might give us a little bit more. The 2 cases are related, but we didn't know how before, and now we know that obviously they were the parents. We're going to get another ad. Hold
Only
on.
on Fox Nation. Fox Nation exclusive. Sean Hannity.
A mystery in West Tennessee this morning. First, a baby was abandoned in a stranger's yard. Then 4 people were found dead in a neighboring county. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office says the 2 cases could potentially be connected. Someone in either an SUV or minivan dropped the baby off in a random driveway on the side of this highway just outside of Memphis. The baby was strapped into a car seat and left during a heat advisory yesterday.
Oh, God.
Authorities say they have identified the baby.
But it just breaks my heart. I mean, especially sitting out here in this heat. It said it was 113 degrees. Heat index was 113.
Oh, my God.
When they dropped the baby off at 3:11. Wow. So it was hot. It was hot. Especially, we're sitting out in the sun. And a 7-month-old baby, they can't take the heat.
No.
Like we can. Exactly. Because, they've got that sensitive skin. And
Wow.
Well, deputies are searching for 2 women and a man they believe may have had something to do with this.
So there was 2 women and a man that were now found deceased, and then a younger teenager and the baby. But I don't know. I'm not thinking that the parents would have dropped the baby off in a heat advisory unless somebody was like following them and they were trying to quickly drop the baby off and not be seen. But it was a man, 2 women, and then the underage boy that they were looking for, and that are the parents of this baby. So that's confusing. Maybe the parents dropped the baby off and ran, and we're hoping that she would cry or something and they would hear. I mean, I think the baby was found really quickly. I mean, did they know that the baby was going to found really quickly? Yeah, the car seat does hold in all that heat. I don't know, Tom. I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if it was the person who committed the homicides, then they wouldn't have cared. But the fact that it's a man and 2 women, those are the people that are found later deceased. So, I mean, if you don't have time to run up to the door and knock on the door, I mean, I guess it was the best option if they knew they were about to die. I don't know. Like, I have the same amount of questions you guys do.
And within the last few hours, the Dyer County Sheriff announced 4 bodies were found in nearby Lake County, and that case may be connected to the case of the abandoned baby. Investigators are not releasing the names of the 4 people until families have been notified.
And we just went over their names.
The TBI and the FBI are also involved in the investigations.
And that was all of that. So I don't know, you guys. I'm kind of just confused. Yeah, so, okay, hold on. Let's pull it back up, the other article, so I can get that Facebook post. Hold on. Okay. So they said there was a dark-colored minivan. The vehicle that could have dropped the baby off was either a dark-colored minivan or a mid-sized white-color SUV, okay? Now, I'm going to read this again. It says updated. Again, this is a Facebook post. I have not verified it. I don't know. Y'all know how I feel about Facebook posts, but I'm going to read it. It's from Tennessee Missing and Unsolved. As of this morning, all 4 have been located deceased. Please keep the baby and all of their other loved ones in your thoughts and prayers. If you have any information, please get in touch with the TBI immediately. I have no official update to give at this time. Just send prayers, good thoughts, or whatever you believe in. Alarming circumstances surrounding 4 people missing from Dyer County, Tennessee. Adriana Williams, Matthew Wilson, Courtney Rose, and Brandon Williams. Adriana and Matthew are the parents of the baby that was found earlier today. Courtney is the maternal grandmother, and Brandon is the maternal uncle. Okay, so this is grandma, this is mom and dad, and that's the baby's uncle, probably her brother, maybe, or his brother. Okay. Family members and friends are saying that all 4 are missing. Matthew's mother has made a post stating that she last heard from Matthew at 6:43 a.m. July 29th. At the time, he was on his way home from the Big River Steel. At approximately 3:11 July 29th, a 911 call was placed from a resident of Old Highway 20 near the Tigerette community stated that someone had left an infant strapped in a car seat in their yard before driving away. The baby was checked out and identified. She is okay and safe. The discovery has sparked the search for Adriana, Matthew, Courtney, and Brandon. Loved ones insist that something is wrong as they do not believe that Adriana or that Matthew would have left their baby that way. Matthews posted that they could be in a late models 84 truck with a white stripe, a 2008 model black Dodge Charger, or a small white SUV. And in the other article, it says that the car that dropped the baby off was either a black minivan or a white colored SUV. Miss King says maybe it was the parents that dropped off the baby to keep it safe. How far was the baby dumped from where the bodies were found? It was a county over. I don't know exactly how far. It was in another county because it's Lake County and Dyer County. So let's see if I can ask, and it'll actually tell me. Okay, so it is 26 miles. So the baby was in Dyer County, and then 26 miles away, the 4 were found deceased in Lake County. I like them old trucks. Hey, Manders. It should show it. Let me see if I can grab it and link it. Maybe. Oh, it's not emails, Manders. I don't know if you hear this, but it's not emails. It's on a thumbnail. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. No. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So it's 26 miles away. And I'm starting to think that the parents dropped the baby off to keep the baby safe. I know. And like, if the baby could talk, what could the baby tell us? That's a big difference in vehicles. Yeah, I'm wondering if, like, because it said both of them, a dark colored a minivan, and then the white SUV. So were both involved in dropping the baby off? And if so, is the black colored SUV who we're looking for? Like, did they know they were about to die, so they dropped the baby off? Thank you, Hannah, by the way. Hey, Wolfpack. Weird that they connected the baby to the deceased so quick. Something odd there. You think so? I mean, maybe they got DNA from the baby and figured out that it was from them. I don't know. There would be a birth certificate. This is crazy, y'all. So I don't know. I'm going to follow it and see what we can, oh yeah, I saw that. I'm going to follow this and see what we can find out on it. I don't know what to think as of right now. Okay, so now we're going to go to Devil's Den. Now, this is interesting. I don't know if y'all know, but I've told y'all before, Mr. Speculating is in Arkansas right now. So I was like, that's weird. But what's even weirder is, if I remember correctly, these people had just moved there. All right, we're going to go back to the oldest, which looks like it was this from 2 days ago. Now, just to give you a quick synopsis, there is an ongoing hunt for a man who shot 2 people at Devil's Den State Park that were walking with their 2 daughters, and the 2 daughters are still alive. Oh my goodness. Abellis, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. I appreciate that. Good to see you. I'm not seeing your comments. Are you? Have you said it? Hey, Parabola. Oh, I do see you. Okay. I've been clicking back and forth. Hey, Janie Z. Okay, real quick. Abellis gifted 10 memberships. Let me see if I can see who those went to. Thank you, Abellis. It was way up here. I must have missed it. Those went to Whit Miller, Tripper, Shining Light, Missy B, Jeannie L, I'm Here For It, Paulette Hummerling, Jedi Wookie XL, F Flies, and Big Patch Gang. If you were gifted from Abellis and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Abellis thank you. Thank you, Abellis. And I'm going to grab the Polar Express for y'all to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so very much, Abellis. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Abellis. That was so very sweet of you. I really appreciate that. Some of the names are so dang creative. They are. It's good to see you. I didn't see you come in. You have to drive through Arkansas tonight. Be careful. Be careful. All right, we're going to watch this one from 2 days ago to kind of get what happened.
The manhunt for the suspect accused of murdering a couple on a popular hiking trail outside of Fayetteville, Arkansas.
All units be advised, this just occurred at Devil's Den.
Clinton and Kristen Brink were hiking with their 2 young daughters at Devil's Den State Park when police say they were attacked.
That's scary. Rhonda said, I heard they put the baby on social media, and within minutes they found out who the baby was. I believe that. I believe it. That's so sad. Their parents, the baby's parents, grandma, and uncle were all killed. Poor baby.
Arkansas State Police alerted to the walking trail Saturday afternoon, finding the couple dead. Their 2 daughters weren't injured. Authorities say the suspect is still on the run this morning.
Be on the lookout for a white male suspect wearing black gloves, sunglasses.
Arkansas State Police describing the suspect as a white man with a medium build, wearing a long sleeve shirt, dark pants, a dark ball cap with a black backpack, and fingerless gloves. They say he was last seen driving toward the park exit in a black 4-door sedan, possibly a Mazda, with a license plate covered by electrical or duct tape. Investigators are asking park visitors to check their cell phone photos and videos for possible images of the suspect.
Now we do have an image of the suspect, and it's on the thumbnail. This one does seem like it could be someone in the family. I've heard that, and the 7 and 9-year-old girls witnessed this. I'm staying away from a place called Devil's Den, no doubt. Yeah, I think he knows about this. He's been with his family out there, so I don't think he's going walking. But anybody that is needs to be really careful. And considering Travis Decker and how they've scaled the searches back and kind of given up on that. Like I don't think they've given up necessarily, but like they're not getting any information on Decker, his whereabouts or anything. Like I'm wondering if this is going to be the same. Are people going to be going and doing this and getting away with it? It does seem to be very targeted.
Devil's Den is a popular hiking and camping destination with thousands of visitors each year. As of now, all trails are closed indefinitely as Arkansas State Police increase their presence. The couple's 2 daughters are now with family members, releasing a statement saying in part, Clinton and Kristen died heroes, protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live on in all of our hearts. So you hear those details about the license plate possibly covered up and so many questions. So
Yeah, so the license plate was partially covered. Hey, Soups. So this was planned out beforehand. So it seems like this person went there to commit homicides, but was it the homicides of those people, or did they just come across this person at the wrong time?
Authorities are asking anyone who is in Devil's Den or who may live nearby or maybe even has game cameras out in the area to check their footage for any possible sighting that could help lead them to the suspect.
Any possible leads. Hey, what a tragic mystery there. Thank you.
News at 6.
Hold on.
The manhunt for the suspect accused of...
Sorry about that. So we're going to go back to look at it this way because that way I can see how old the articles are. That's kind of what they had at that point. Now we got 21 hours. Here's the first photo of the person of interest released.
Wrigley. Tonight, Arkansas State Police are sharing a new photo of the man they say could be connected to the double homicide over the weekend at Devil's Den State Park. This is a new photo they released today of the man they're looking for, as well as the sketch that they've put out of what the person may look like.
So there's the photo of him from behind, and then there's a sketch of what the person may look like. Do y'all think it was a hit? But who would want the parents of these 2 children deceased? Well, the parents are the ones who got shot. The girls were left alive. And yeah, it was very bold on a trail at 2:30 p.m. From what I've heard, right, Abraham, they had just moved to that area. So what does that mean? Were they running from something in another state? Who knew that they had just moved to this area? Did this person know that? And did he go there to do this? He said a black backpack, fingerless gloves. Who wears fingerless gloves? But I would think, Dolly, if he wanted the girls and the parents were in the way, why didn't he kidnap the girls? You know? Not much, Sandra, that I found so far. I wonder if this is an active serial killer and they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Possibly. Like, we don't know. Maybe someone was having an affair. Okay, but if that was the case, let's say that the mother was having an affair, allegedly. If we run that scenario, why would he kill her? I mean, maybe. Darla said the girls ran. Okay. You wear fingerless gloves on your motorcycle. Okay. I wonder if he drove a motorcycle. No, they said he had a dark colored some type of SUV type thing. And what's this backpack here? Like, that's weird. Is it open? Is there some kind of sweater laying over it?
This manhunt follows the killings of a married couple on a trail at Devil's Den Saturday afternoon. Their 2 young daughters were hiking with them at the time. Both girls escaped without injuries and are now safe with family.
That is what I had heard, that the man had just got a job there and the water had just been turned on in their home 2 weeks ago. So why? Yeah, they do. Hey, Grave. They do seem to unalive one at a time. So a lot of people do wear fingerless gloves. I didn't know that. Thank you guys for the information on that. Abraham said the mother ushered the girls towards safety and then returned back to help the dad. So that makes me think that maybe it was just somebody who wanted to commit a homicide. Because if he let the mother leave to usher the girls to safety, but then the mother came back and he's like, oh, now I got to kill you too because what, you're a witness? It's for carrying the devil's accessories. It's a tote bag. Okay. But he's wearing it like a backpack. Like it has the straps like a backpack. Maybe it's some kind of new tote bag. I don't know. Yeah, family of 4. That shirt is a North Face. North Face is pretty expensive, so maybe not a transient unless he got it from a thrift store. They definitely knew that somebody was after them and they were in serious trouble. That's why they dropped the baby off. Oh, you're talking about the baby? Yeah, I'm wondering that myself, Mad Monkey. See, that's why I think it's a serial killer. That could be his kit. And the homiciding people in a place called Devil's Den, as far as I can recall, there were no associated serial killers in Devil's Den. Interesting. Way too much clothing for a Hart, Arkansas triple-digit heat wave humidity. Yeah, that's true, Supero. Some campgrounds and state parks require ID for entering. Maybe they can figure out who he is. I don't think those do. Well, I don't think he let the mother go. More like she and the girls got away in the struggle with the dad. Well, yeah. But let's see, they were stabbed, correct? Did he say they were stabbed? Yeah. Julie said they were stabbed. Okay, so it's not like he could have shot her as she ran. Maybe the news there to get away from something.
Now, police haven't released any more details about the manner of death or circumstances surrounding the attack. At the time, the suspect was described to be wearing a long-sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a dark ball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves.
That is a lot of clothing for triple-digit heat wave in Arkansas. 4 to 1 with just a knife. It's a lot for one person. So many things can go wrong and he could get found easier. It's bizarre. It is. Not shot. Thank you. He's carrying a backpack and a duffel bag. Okay. Okay. You think it was a stalker scratch? I don't know. I don't know if we got their names. I think I did get their names. Let's, we can definitely check Facebook. I'm going to play this for a minute while I see if I can find their names and see if what's going on Facebook. Even though, as I've reiterated many times, I try not to run with what's on Facebook. Sometimes they do get information first, so I'll see what I can find.
State police say it's also likely that he was injured while attacking the couple. 5 News reporter Bo Russell is in Devil's Den area today, and he joins us live from there now. What have you been learning today, Bo?
I've been at Devil's Den State Park in the surrounding area all day today, and there's been little to no law enforcement presence. There's also been very few visitors, which is unusual for this time of year. Now, I was finally able to get a hold of law enforcement personnel earlier today. Nick Genty told me law enforcement plans to keep information pretty tightly contained.
So I thought they said they had shut down the park. I hope that it looks like it's in the mountains, so it might be close by where Mr. Speculating is. I hope not. Ever Love Me said this reminds me of the case with the girls and the bridge. Oh, Delphi? It seems fully random to the family since they are new in town. Yeah. Hey, Justice. Good to see you. Oh, thank you for leaving DNA on the thumbs up. He's carrying the duffel bag as a crossbody, but just turned it towards the back. Okay, so that's okay. I see what y'all are saying now. Okay, so he's got the book bag on, and then he's wearing the duffel bag as like a Okay, I got it now. Thank you guys. Sometimes you got to like give me crayons and a coloring book. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right. So I thought the Devil's Den was shut down. Evidently not.
Says they don't want to release any information that could potentially compromise the investigation. I shared with him a concern that viewers have shared with me, asking if officials believe this suspect is a threat to the public. The official response to that question, no comment. I talked with people who live on the road leading into Devil's Den about how they're feeling. They say it's been traumatic having something so close and say they're still frightened that there's a murder on the loose.
My mom have been like locking down the place and just like it's just like weird that this has happened here. And it's just like we're just like, man, like someone's still on the loose. And that's just very, very scary.
Dang.
Now, we've been hearing from Arkansas State Police that they're asking anyone who may have been at the park Saturday who had a phone, a GoPro, a camera to review their footage and see if there's anything that could help the investigation. However, I spoke with residents who live on this road leading in and out of Devil's Den State Park, and they said that they have cameras on their property and law enforcement hasn't come by to ask for that. Now, we'll have more on that tonight at 5.
Well, call the damn sheriff's office and tell them you got a camera. What are we doing? Lord of mercy. Abraham said maybe he just wanted to rob them. I immediately thought of someone homeless. They usually wear all those layers regardless of temperature because they have nowhere to leave it. Another great point, Abraham. Maybe. Could you really be like, I don't know what, like, but also at the same time, I think about like, if you're homeless or something, you're going to be in the city areas, right, where you have access to like Department of Social Services, for all of the benefits you can get there, a shelter for the night and all that. I wonder, I mean, it looks like it's a pretty mountainous area, but maybe it could be in a city area of the mountain. I mean, you know, talk about Asheville. There's a lot of homeless there, and that's right in the mountains. Oh, Paulette, thank you for saying thank you. Hey, Mary. Maybe they're in the witness protection program and the protection didn't work. I hope not. I mean, I would think that since people are saying he just got there for a job, probably not. But it is very weird that they just got there and then this happens. Like, there's usually not any coincidences when it comes to true crime. If that's a coincidence, it's very odd. Okay, this is from a day ago, and it's the latest news on the manhunt for Devil's Den double homicide suspect. I do have their names. We will check Facebook. I've got to step away for just a second, so I'm going to leave y'all with this video until I can come right back. Okay.
5 News This Morning starts now.
We're getting one of the first looks of a sketch of the suspect accused of a killing, a husband and wife at Devil's Den State Park. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthy will join us live in minutes with the latest on the manhunt.
And for today, a hot one out there. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s could hit 100 in the river valley, and we'll see plenty of that humidity as well. We'll talk about when some relief's on the way in just a little bit.
Pure evil came to the heart of our city.
And we're learning more about a shooting at a New York City office building that left multiple dead. The latest on the investigation into a motive in minutes.
But first, a live look outside in Springdale here. It's 6:30. Good morning. A beautiful sunrise here on this Tuesday. And as you're waking up this morning, things are definitely heating up outside. So lots of water, air conditioned, shade.
Yes. Throw on the sunscreen as well if you're heading outside, and take breaks in the shade if you can. Again, it already felt like 83 or 85 this morning in Fort Smith. If it feels like 85, the sun's not up, it is humid, it is soupy, it is icky, whatever you want to call it. It's just not fun to be outside. Bentonville currently 75 degrees with a dew point of 75. So again, the mugginess there in the land of Walmart. You're seeing plenty of that orange hue on the horizon as the sun's rising on this Tuesday morning, and that relief is here on the way soon. I certainly wish we could be here just a little bit sooner. That feels like it's going to be in the upper 90s by 11 a.m. in Northwest Arkansas, approaching it, or I should say hitting the triple digits by even the noon hour or into the rest of the afternoon. It'll be as high as 105 or 106 through much of the afternoon and evening hours. For the River Valley, once again, hitting the triple digits as early as 11 o'clock and hitting the 109, 110 range. Some areas as high as maybe 112. So again, basically take yesterday's how you felt outside. It's going to be the same for today. Now, thankfully, some relief is on the way very soon, and you can almost taste it. Those temperatures dropping off about 10 to 15 degrees by Friday and staying pretty okay for the upcoming weekend. And then for the River Valley, more of the same. So we'll talk about how it's going to get there with way of a cold front and some rain chances coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a look at traffic this morning on this Tuesday morning. Take a live look along I-40 at Lee Creek Road. Good morning to you there. Again, traffic moving smoothly so far. A nice, beautiful sunrise there in the background. You're going to see plenty of sunshine for today. Just make sure to stay safe out there in the heat. We'll talk more about when that relief will be here coming up in just a little bit. Joe and Tiffany.
Okay, I'm back.
Pretty heinous crime. I mean, these two people are fairly new to the area. We're enjoying the outdoors and the amenities that this particular area they moved to.
Arkansas State Police are sharing a sketch of a man that they say could be connected to the double murder over the weekend at Devil's Den. A married couple was found dead on a walking trail just before 3 p.m. on Saturday. The couple's 2 young girls were with them at the time. Both girls escaped without injuries and are now safe with family. The manhunt for the person responsible is now entering its 4th day.
With police releasing this sketch, they're hoping it'll generate some leads, possibly into the person's identity.
5 News reporter Jacob Luthi joins us live in Lowell with the latest efforts to track down the suspect. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Joe. Yes,
I walked in and I was like, oh my God, it looks like a news weather forecast. I apologize about that. I had to go check on the children real quick. I'm sorry. Play this link. Okay, I will. Let me grab it real quick. Thank you for that. I do apologize for the weather forecast there. I probably shouldn't. I try to find a video where if I have to step away, I can play it and it'll be fine. So we'll I do apologize about that. They're on to this case now.
as you just mentioned, the search for the person police suspect of killing Clinton and Kristen Brink at Devil's Den State Park over the weekend has now entered its 4th day, and the Arkansas State Police is continuing to take lead on this investigation.
Cara, I have that link in my playlist. Thank you for that.
They're working with local, state, and federal agencies, including the FBI in Little Rock, who has supplied manpower and specialized resources, and trying to chase down any possible leads that they can find. Now, go ahead and take a look at your screen. This was released by the Arkansas State Police late last night. This is the person of interest, and this is a composite drawing of him.
So he's a white man with medium build. He had the long sleeve, what looked like a North Face shirt on, dark pants, and he's driving a black 4-door sedan, which is going to be a car, I do believe. Yeah, it's confirmed miserable heat and humidity. Absolutely. I'm not supposed to get any cooler here until Saturday. Like, it's just getting gradually hotter every day.
Agents are asking the public for help in identifying the man so that they may bring him in for questioning. Patrick McCall is a professional manhunter with experience tracking down fugitives across the country, and he shared with 5 News his perspective about what's going on behind the scenes as ASP continues this search. He says the lack of information being released has everything to do with holding evidence close, but says behind the scenes, the work is nonstop. He says investigators are most likely deploying license plate cameras, social media searches, and doing cell phone records and going through the victims' personal lives to try and catch the suspect. McCall says the remote setting of Devil's Den combined with the nature of this crime paints a chilling picture, and says the suspect likely knew the area.
So if the suspect knew the area, they might not be familiar with the people that just came in town, unless like the man. See, I was wondering when I first heard this, okay, they moved into the house that he owned and it was foreclosed on? Like, is it something like that? Did the man starting the job take his job or something? And so maybe they didn't know him, but he was angry at them for something that they had no control over. Abella said he looks familiar, and that's the problem. Like, that sketch looks like it could be any number of people. We're at 441. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen somebody in our lives that looks like that. And, you know, it's a very familiar looking face. Kind of like Travis Decker. Travis Decker was a little bit more identifiable than that, but like, he does look like, a person that we've all met, unfortunately. Found my brother. I never knew I had, right? It's scary. And I'm glad that they're going through the victims' information to find out what they can. And by the way, the victims' names were Clinton David Brink, who was 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, who was 41. We're going to look up information on them in just a second, but it could be, like I said, maybe because it was a new job this guy was starting, so maybe the guy took this man's job or something. I don't know.
He says investigators are most likely deploying license plate cameras, social media searches, and doing cell phone records and going through the victims' personal lives to try and catch the suspect. McCall says the remote setting of Devil's Den combined with the nature of this crime paints a chilling picture, and says the suspect likely knew the area.
Individual probably enjoyed the park just as these people did, right? Regular goer to the park, did some surveillance and found his perfect hiding spot in here. So anybody that seemed out of the ordinary 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or as recently as the day of should be reported to law enforcement.
Again, this is a very, very popular state park here in Arkansas, and investigators are asking anyone who may have been there on Saturday to check their cell phones, check their GoPro camera footage. If you were filming, somehow you were out there taking pictures with your family, to check maybe the suspect is somewhere in the background. They're also asking area residents to check security camera footage as well as game footage and share that with Troop L right here at Arkansas State Police in Lowell if you have any information about the suspect or his whereabouts. But I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Jacob. Well, police have identified the couple who was killed in the attack as 43-year-old Clinton Brink and 41-year-old Kristen Brink. The family had recently moved to Prairie Grove. We've learned Clinton had transferred jobs from South Dakota, where he worked for Prairie Farms Dairy. He was set to start a new job this week, delivering milk in the Fayetteville area for Highland Dairy.
Well, the attack on Saturday has caused quite a few people to rethink how to stay safe while hiking on isolated trails. Outdoors experts say one of the first things you need to do is make sure that you know the trail, study the area that you're planning to hike. They also suggest carrying pepper spray for protection or using walking stick as a self-defense weapon. One of the issues from over the weekend was barely any cell phone service inside of Devil's Den. However, experts say don't let that keep you from taking your phone.
Okay, so I did pull up some things on Facebook real quick, and we'll go back to the playlist in just a second. But this I found really interesting. But again, it's probably bullshit because the police haven't said anything about it. This is from Quiet Echo News, okay, and I've never heard of them. It says West Fork, Arkansas. The Arkansas State Police have released a composite sketch of a suspect now identified as Michael Allen Roth in connection to the grisly murders of a husband and wife found dead along a hiking trail in Devil's Den State Park. The victims, Clinton Kristen Bank and Kristen Lynn Bank, were... See, they don't even have the names right. It could be this person, Michael Allen Roth, but the victim names aren't even right. It's Kristen Amanda Brink and Clinton David Brink, but they've got the victims' names listed as Clinton Kristen Brink and Kristen Lynn Brink. This is why, see, this right here is a prime example of why I don't fuck around on Facebook. But that person could be the person. Michael Allen Roth? I wonder what we can find about Michael Allen Roth. Anyway, I clicked this link and it brought me here. But this is somebody's blog. It says Clinton and Kristen Brink, who recently moved to Prairie Grove from out of state, were spending the afternoon hiking in the park with their 2 young daughters when the tragic incident occurred. Hold on. The couple was attacked on a popular walking trail. ASP investigations believe the suspect likely sustained a injury during the assault. The children were okay. The family statement, they died protecting their girls. They released on Monday, they released a written statement written in part by Clinton's brother and Kristen's sister, saying the family is asking for privacy during this difficult time as they grieve and learn how to navigate this new reality. They ask if anyone has any information at all that will help the investigation, please contact the proper authorities immediately. Clinton and Kristen died heroes protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live on in all of our hearts. The tragedy has left both Prairie Grove and broader Northwest Arkansas communities in shock. Friends, coworkers, and neighbors of the Brinks have described them as loving parents, devoted partners, and generous community members. Kristen had recently begun volunteering at a local elementary school, and Clinton worked remotely as a software developer. So it's a white male, medium build, wearing a long sleeve shirt with sleeves rolled up, dressed in dark pants, a dark baseball cap, and sunglasses, carrying a black backpack and wearing fingerless gloves, seen driving a four-door sedan, possibly a Mazda, with the license plate obscured by electrical tape and duct tape. Who is this? I want to know who Michael Allen Roth is. If they have that name right, because as we saw, they didn't even have the victim names right. Yeah. I bet this was a stranger looking to snatch a woman or child, possibly. Let me see what I can pull on Michael Allen Roth real quick. Yeah, it's just giving me where I can pull records. Oh, okay, I did find something. West Fork sex offender fails to register, deputies say. Deputies on Monday night, this was, I don't know, it's not giving me a date, January 21st of 2014. Why? Hold on just a minute. Okay, I don't want that there. Now, this man could be completely unrelated, and I could possibly be sharing his shit, even though he's unrelated in every aspect of the word. But, I mean, he does look like the person, so I don't know. Deputies on Monday night found an arrested West Fork man accused of running off after failing to register as a sex offender in Washington County. Michael Roth, 39, was arrested on suspicion of failure to register as a sex offender. He remained Tuesday in Washington County Detention Center on a $10,000 bond. But again, this was 2014. Okay, so let's see how far away it is. I don't know if ID. Okay. Washington County Historical Society, Devil's Den State Park. So it's the same county. This was in the same county as the Devil's Den State Park. Hey, Blue Jay, just a few miles. Oh my goodness, Michelle. I'm sorry. Could this be our guy? And if he's not registering as a sex offender, I mean, is it that what he was trying to do? Like, again, I don't know nothing about this Michael Allen Roth, okay? But, like, that does look like the guy. But again, like I stated earlier in my stream, like, this guy could be, the sketch looks like it could be, anybody that we know. Let me see if I can pull up a side by side. I mean, I can't like make it side by side. I don't know how to do that, but like, I can like click back and forth. Okay. So I'm going to make this big. All right. That's what our guy looks like, right? Our sketch. Okay. And then we've got this guy. I mean, they do look a lot alike. The photo is also 2014, so he's older now. Yeah. And here they have him. That's interesting. Yes, Princess 64. This is Michael Allen Roth, and we were just kind of comparing them. Here it talks about that he didn't register as a sex offender in 2014. It says sex offenders are required to register. A detective with the sheriff's office attempted to contact Roth at his West Fork home after failure to register but was notified by the landlord that Roth had not lived there in about a month. Roth was arrested in 2002 on suspicion of incest and other felony charges. As part of a plea deal, he pled guilty in 2004 and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. The suspect fled from authorities following the plea deal, but was located and arrested in 2007. Roth's only other appearances in Washington County court records are in 2 protection order cases. Roth had 2 domestic violence abuse protection orders placed against him by 2 women, one in 2003 and the other 2007. I think it looks similar. Mill truck driver, software developer, like the fire chiefs in Indiana, nursing assistants. I've read all these jobs attributed to this man. Maybe fabricated story to place in witness protection, all sketch. Maybe. Yeah, incest. That's interesting. Okay, so if we click here and then go back to here where you see these other mugshots of Michael Allen Roth, and then we go over here, I mean, keep in mind those were from like 2014. That looks like our guy. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next news article about it. We'll watch that one. I think this might be the last one I have on it. All right.
So I want to bring in
now, again, while I have that on the screen, I think it could be the same person with a hat on. I really do. Let me pull up this next article we have on it.
Tony Bruschi, host of the Hidden Killers podcast, who's based in Arkansas and who's been on this story from the start. Thank you so much for being with us, Tony. A devastating story. You spoke with a couple that may have seen the suspect. I mean, what did they have to say? And when you first heard about it, your reaction?
They said they are 100% sure that this was the suspect that they saw on the trail. That's what they left us with. But what they brought in was a story much like many others that day, out on a beautiful summer day near 100 degrees in Arkansas, heat index of 104 that afternoon. And they were out walking. The couple was together with a brother and sister and a pet dog. And down the trail, they saw a man coming their way, and they immediately found him to be odd. He was by guy himself, but the way he was dressed in full black attire from top to bottom and on a mission, it seemed, wearing a large mesh backpack that was very out of place, as you see in the graphic that's on the screen right now. They didn't know what was going on, but as he approached, they described it as a death stare that they got as he looked at them all up and down. And they all had very visceral reactions, describing it very much as bad energy coming off of this guy. And they didn't know much else until the very next day when they heard about it on the news, and they all looked at each other and said, that was the guy that.
So everybody's getting an off feeling about him. That makes me feel like it wasn't targeted at them. He was just looking to hurt anybody.
Past us, and when the sketch came out today, which actually was based on their observations that they gave to us here at the Hidden Killers podcast, they thought that composite was very, very accurate to what they saw.
Wow. I mean, talk about trusting your gut, right? I mean, so many of us go hiking on the regular, and it's, but when you're out there and you get out in the woods, you do sometimes have that sense of, man, I mean, there's places on hiking trails where nobody could hear you scream. Tell us a little bit about where this hiking trail is. You're from Arkansas, you're there now. Is this a safe area? Do a lot of people go there?
It is. It's just outside the city of Fayetteville and also Bentonville and Rogers. It's otherwise known as the NWA area, Northwest Arkansas. Walmart is headquartered here. So it is a very safe area. It has a very stable and good economy and very low crime. It's not what you think of when you think of Arkansas, I guess, a stereotypical version. It's more of a Colorado type hiking area. Outdoors is what they do here. We have one of the largest biking trail paths in the country. I think
So this person was very out of place in an area that's very safe. Yeah, that makes me, I don't think it was like a planned thing. I think that because of the way they talk about people staring at him, or the way he was very off-putting and just gave off kind of bad vibes in general, it wasn't a, targeted at them type of thing. It was just a coincidence, unfortunately. It's unusual that it's random, but it happens, right? Not in state parks, but I mean, maybe it does. I bet it is. Oh, Lori. Saddest part is the children probably saw his face. They did. That's who gave him the sketch, I think. If it is the same guy who's a sex offender, then I think it's random and he wanted to target the girls. Right. That's what I'm thinking. But the girls got away. I think he might have been, on some substances or something. And he was trying to target the girls.
Actually might be the largest interconnecting all of these cities, and people use these things every single day without incident.
It sounds like whoever the suspect is knew the area well. And I understand that you have obtained some security footage of what may be the suspect's car.
Now, if it is that Michael Allen Roth, he would know the area well because he's from the area. He's from the county, Washington County.
I want to show that to our viewers because, of course, any clue can help. Tell us about what we're watching on our screen right now.
This is some footage that we obtained here. This is a security camera off of a home very near where the park entrance is. This is the vehicle heading north on Highway 170, about 2 miles north of the Yellow Rock exit. It was described, and this is the words of the man who shot it, and he's also what you would call a car guy. So he got into it with me. He got about a 10-minute.
Does that look like a Honda? I think I saw a picture of one, but I'm not sure. Princess 64. Not if he had to struggle with both parents first. No way I think a full-grown man could have caught up with those little girls. No, yeah, not if he had to struggle with the parents first. And they talk about him struggling with the dad first.
Conversation on our podcast. Black four-door sedan, quad exhaust tips, 2 on each side, matte or semi-gloss black paint, tinted windows, black rims, small spoilers, sleek spoiler luxury design, no visible license plate, completely taped over. He said it sounded like an active exhaust, probably going 60 to 70 miles an hour. He, unlike what the police have put out right now, he disagrees. He's not sure if it's a Mazda. He said it could be, but in his opinion, it might not be. He thought it was more of an Audi Acura TLX, possibly a Mercedes. We've seen a lot.
If it's any of those cars and it's got aftermarket exhaust or anything like that, then more than likely he might not be a transient person. I mean, and he's got a north whatever it is. I apologize for not knowing. Shirt on. Those are not cheap. Maybe he fell on hard times. The mother ran off with the girls at some point. She thought they were safe enough. I assume she returned to help the dad. Yep. And that's when the homicide of her was committed. If he's got any of those, name like the cars that cost a crap load of money, he might not be transient.
A lot of other chatter on that now that we've released that video as well. Lots of people chiming in and giving their thoughts on that, and several even using AI to try and get identification.
Thank you for watching.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I apologize. I dropped the link to the GoFundMe in the comment section. I was muted. Let me try that again. It says, many of you have heard of the horrific tragedy that took place at Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas yesterday. During an outing with his family, Clinton Brink, the son of my dear cousin Carrie, and his wife Kristen were taken from us. Let me make sure I'm not muted again. Lord have mercy. I'm on different pages, so I can't see that I'm muted. Gracious in the morning. Okay. During an outing with his family, Clinton Brink, the son of my dear cousin Carrie, and his wife Kristen were taken from us. He was a son, a brother, a nephew, an uncle, a cousin, a loving husband to Kristen Brink, and an amazing father. Clinton and Kristen were loving parents to their 3 precious daughters, devoted to one another, devoted to their girls, and devoted to God. Their lives were stolen senselessly and cruelly. We want this individual caught and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. He robbed these precious girls of their mom and dad, a mother of her son, a mother and father of their daughters. We are kindly asking if you can please help us raise funds to lay Clinton and Kristen to rest and help these 2 little girls with whatever they may need. Whatever you can donate will be greatly appreciated by Clinton and Kristen's entire family as we navigate the grief, devastation, and shock of this tragedy. Our hearts are broken and our lives forever changed. With grateful hearts, we want to thank you for your continued support as we navigate this new reality. And they have raised $23,125 out of a $28,000 goal. And then here's the pictures of them. And I thought that was a really precious picture right there. And I'm wondering if this picture was taken the day of. The muting. Oh, yeah. It is really sad. I don't know if the parents had life insurance. I did drop that in my chat section. Okay, so let's go back to Facebook. I'll as long as I don't forget, I will also put it in the description. Just thought those who knew Kristen when they lived in Miles City would want to know the news of their passing. Okay. I was looking for the link. This is from West Fork, Arkansas. A Prairie Grove couple was killed on a hiking trail at Devil's Den State Park on Saturday, and the search for the suspect is ongoing. Okay, here's a video after the advertisement. After this, I'll see if we have anything new on it.
Continuing coverage, pay close attention as we start this morning with a new sketch of the suspect behind the double homicide at Devil's Den State Park on Saturday.
Oh, no.
Now, Arkansas State Police releasing this sketch just last night. And as a reminder, the suspect was reported to be a white male with medium build, wearing a dark long sleeve shirt with the
Miss Scorpio gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Let me see if I can see who that went to. That went to Mindy Sparks. Mindy Sparks, if you're here and you are where you were gifted from Miss Scorpio Rising, please tell Miss Scorpio thank you. Thank you, Miss Scorpio. And I'm going to grab the crazy train to pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet. Miles City, Montana was a former home. Yes. I have the same. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're healing. A precious couple. Mama was amazing that she got girls to safety. Odd why she went back except to help her husband. I think it was to help her husband. I'm so sorry, Parabola and Lori Ann, for what y'all were going through.
sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a dark ball cap, and sunglasses, as well as fingerless gloves and carrying a backpack.
Investigators believe he was behind the wheel of a black sedan, possibly a Mazda, with tape covering the license plate. That vehicle was last spotted exiting the park and may have taken off on either State Highway 170 heading north toward West Fork or Highway 220 heading south toward Highway 59.
So they don't even know if he went north or south.
Arkansas State Police are again urging anyone who may have footage from that day to look over it. And if you have any tips or information, call the number you see there on your screen.
And we now know more about the two victims who tragically lost their lives on Saturday. These are photos of Clinton and
Hey, Bella.
Kristen Brink. They have two children and had just moved to the Prairie Grove area. The family previously lived in California and Montana. We also know that the children were with Kristen and Clinton at the time of the attack and were able to get away unharmed. Now they are now with family members.
And we have a statement from some of the Brink family members. They're asking for privacy at this time. In their statement, they also praised Clinton and Kristen for protecting their children, saying in part, quote, Clinton and Kristen died heroes, protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live on in all of our hearts.
It's easier than ever to watch KNWA News.
Stop. I don't know, y'all. I'm really wondering if it's that man right there. Clinton Brink had been scheduled to start a job as a milk delivery driver on Monday in Fayetteville at Hillland Dairy. His employer said in a statement to the Associated Press he had transferred from Hilland's dairy parent company, Prairie Farms Dairy in South Dakota. But I thought he was a software developer. Fatally attacked. No. Hate when it does that. Lord have mercy. Okay. I mean, it's just giving us information we already knew. It was updated yesterday at 1. Says Arkansas State Police have released a new photo of the man they are seeking to question. Wanted to make sure I wasn't muted. In connection to the Devil's Den double homicide. Stop it. On Saturday, July 26th, Clinton and Kristen Brink were fatally attacked in the park while hiking with their two daughters. Their children were unharmed and are now safe with family. Police described the wanted man as a white male of medium build. He was last seen wearing a long-sleeve shirt with sleeves rolled up, dark pants, a dark baseball cap, and sunglasses. He was carrying a black backpack, wearing fingerless gloves, and may have sustained an injury during the attack. They're asking anybody there to review photos, videos, or GoPro camera footage. And they asked people to check security footage, and they asked people not to post the evidence online. Tom, you're so funny. Yeah, they did say they died protecting their girls. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. Well, y'all, that was about all I had for today, and I do need to get some FOIAs submitted and work on finding some more information for us to talk about. So I am probably going to go for the day. I try to stay on like as long as I can, and we have been on for about 2 hours. So that's, at least a decent live stream. The tsunami, I saw about that. You had a milkman in California. I can talk about the tsunami for a minute. 20907. I saw about that, but I was looking for actual footage of it, and I didn't see much. Hold on. Okay. Excuse me. We got one where the tsunami arrived. So evidently there was the biggest earthquake ever. I think over in Russia, and then there's been a tsunami watch since then. Here, we'll go to the Russian earthquake first.
All right, so this is some new video just into our newsroom. This is from an area in Russia, and this is our first look at this tsunami wave, where we can see this is called the, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, the Severo-Kursk area. And this is in Russia's Kuril Islands. And you can see the tsunami. All right, so this is some new video just into our newsroom. This is from an area in Russia. And this is our first look at this tsunami wave, where we can see this is called the, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, the Severo-Kursk area. And this is in Russia's Kuril Islands. And you can see the tsunami wave coming, and you can see it doing damage. And that's our first look at that as this repeats, Marla.
Yeah, and on a closer look, you'll see.
So the earthquake was an 8.7 earthquake near Russia that caused
Here at 7-Eleven on the east.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, and then this was, that's that video again. So here's another video of it.
And they began to slam the coasts of Washington, California, and Oregon early this Wednesday morning. In California, a tsunami with a 3.6-foot wave amplitude was reported in Crescent City, with a 3-foot wave amplitude in Arena Cove.
It was in
a 1.6-foot wave amplitude was reported in Point Reyes, and a 1.4-foot wave amplitude was reported in Monterey. And as we are discussing California, I want to share with you the very latest from the National Weather Service San Diego. They put this out on X early this Wednesday. They say the first tsunami waves have reached La Jolla shores as of 1:45 a.m., registering around 0.36 feet. For areas upstream, the first waves haven't been the biggest, with arrival of additional waves for 6 or more hours after the initial wave. So just providing some context with that. We also have the very latest from the National Weather Service Bay Area on X as well. They say same story with San Francisco, where we are now seeing tidal swings of 2 to 2.5 feet in as little as 15 minutes. They can create some seriously dangerous currents along beaches and harbors. It's just a good idea to stay away from the water today. Great advice there. And as we are discussing the Bay Area, I want to give you a live look there. 7:12 here on the East Coast, 4:13 Pacific time, and you can see a live look at the waterways. Just want to provide that live look for you so you can see what many are calling the calm before the storm. And
so yeah, it's been in. Okay, I have to look. Yeah, there it was a really big earthquake, and then we got a huge tsunami. Let's see. Okay, hold on just a minute. All right, let's go to that one and see what Hannah shared. Okay. It says tsunami hits Japan and islands in Russia after 8.8 magnitude earthquake off Russia. So I guess this is in Japan. You can see the seas churning out here. I'll back it up a little bit. Wow. They're busting that levee up. Okay, I'm not listening to that. Wow, that's crazy. Thank you for that. West Coast is doomed, overdue for a tectonic disaster. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Like, you can definitely see it there. It does look like a hurricane. And they have that levee there, which is looks like it's helping, but My goodness. So I think the earthquake was like the largest ever recorded. Russia is being tight-lipped about it. Their only deep port for nuclear ballistic missile submarines supposedly got hammered. Interesting. Yep, in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, Roxanne. It's in Canada too? The 5th largest. Okay, thank you for that, Hannah. That's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people are saying there's more to the story about the earthquake. I'm gonna go to the earthquake and see what we can find out about it. Oh my gosh. That should help. Here's the moment it struck off the coast in Russia. Off the coast in Russia. That's really loud. That's like an airport. Wow.
Прошел примерно час с момента землетрясения.
About an hour has passed since the main thing. This is how our
Мониторы
screens
выглядят.
look.
В основном здания стояли.
Most of the buildings withstood, but the facade of a kindergarten, which was under repair, collapsed. There are no casualties. Or injuries. The rescuers of Russian Emergency Ministry examined it.
Участком центра наблюдения и предупреждения о цунами была объявлена угроза цунами.
It is cordoned off at the moment. Also, Kamchatk's Center for Tsunami Monitoring and Warning declared a tsunami threat.
Муниципальных образований Камчатского края.
I saw one in my history that showed. Oh my goodness! Thank you, Miss Scorpio, again for gifting a membership. I saw one in my history that showed people like they were in the middle of surgery and they're laying on top of the patient trying to keep him, safe and alive during the earthquake. I see it might be in my history. Thank you, Miss Scorpio Rising, for gifting a membership. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate it. That went to IHA. IHA, if you are here and you are aware Miss Scorpio gifted you, please tell Miss Scorpio thank you. Thank you, Miss Scorpio. I will grab the crazy train to pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you, Miss Scorpio. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. I really appreciate that. All right, I'm going to look at my history real quick so I can see because I did see one this morning, but I don't know if it would be in my history or not. Oh my goodness. Okay. Might be this one. Because I was looking
First, we
into
begin
it.
with that breaking news from overnight. One of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded in history, triggering tsunami waves and alerts in Hawaii and also along the West Coast. Let's take a live look at Honolulu this morning, courtesy of EarthCam. Just a short time ago, Civil Defense Hawaii downgraded its tsunami alert level, but warning of unusually strong currents as well as waves. They say the worst there may be over after waves of nearly 6 feet. 6 feet hit those shores.
Wow.
We're waiting on wave reports from California, Washington State, also Oregon. The quake that started it all was an 8.8 magnitude and
There
hit
it
just
is.
off the coast
Look.
of Russia. And
do y'all see this? They're performing a freaking surgery and they're laying on top of the person trying to make sure they're safe during the surgery. She's going to tell you about it. This was in Russia, I do believe.
and hit just off the coast of Russia. And take a look at this too. Surgeons trying to keep their patient and equipment safe during a procedure as the building violently shakes there. It's unbelievable. Nick's tracking this for us and just watched a news conference as well.
Can y'all believe that? Do y'all see them trying to, like, they're
And
laying on
equipment
top
safe.
of the patient and everything's shaking. I hope that patient made it okay.
As well. Nick, get us up to speed and what we're seeing at this hour.
Marky, good morning. This remains an active situation. In fact, the for the director for the state of Hawaii Department of Defense just wrapped up a press conference saying that they are downgrading this situation, but it remains one that they're keeping a close eye on. The West Coast, including Alaska and Canada, on high alert this morning, bracing for more of these strong waves. Some have already hit the mainland, coming ashore in Crescent City in Northern California. This earthquake is tied for the 6th largest in history. And right now you're taking another live look at.
Yeah, Abellis has been here when she had 2 earthquake hits. It was crazy. Yeah, holding him down. Good to see you, Les Moore. That's the protocol in the middle of surgery. I hope you enjoy Arizona. I might be going to Arkansas, and I'm kind of excited about that.
The coast of Honolulu, Hawaii, right now, where National Weather Service downgraded the tsunami warning to an advisory just before we came to air. But officials warn it could be hours before that's lifted and folks can start returning to their homes in the danger zone. And right now you're looking at the port of Los Angeles over in LA, the city expecting a wave surge of less than 1 foot. The city urging residents and workers to avoid the water line and follow official instructions because the area could still see strong rip currents this morning. Waves started battering Russia's Far East last night. Here you see buildings floating in the water as floodwaters washed inland. Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula saw waves as high as 13 feet after that quake. Again, officials are telling people across Hawaii and the West Coast to stay away from beaches and waterways because currents and strong waves can still be dangerous, especially during high tide, Marky. They fear that water comes up. People think it's okay, but it stays there too long and comes back down, and that's the danger.
Yeah, got to heed all the warnings being issued this morning. Nick, we're on top of it. Thanks so much. We'll check back in.
Thank you for watching.
Don't yell at me again. So, yeah, that's what we have on the tsunami so far that I know of. It'll take you right into the danger zone. Yep. What, in Arkansas? I'm hoping to go to Arkansas, but it would be a while. We got things to take care of here before I could go out there. But where Mr. Speculating is at is in the mountains, and I'm hoping to go out there. I really do. I want to be in the mountains so bad. I can't stand it. All right, y'all, I'm going to go for today. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate all the support. I'm waiting on a bunch of FOIA stuff to come back. I actually do have a video I need to put out that we talked about with the covered toddlers playing in traffic. I need to get that video out. So I do have some work and things to do. So I appreciate y'all being here. And I appreciate your support. Abraham said, if there was an earthquake here in Miami, we would go right to the water. I hope not. You lived in the mountains. I love it. I want to go there so bad. You saw a short clip on Juanita News. All right, y'all. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your support. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I hope y'all have a good evening. I hope you stay safe out there. If nobody has told you, you are enough. You are important. You are special. And you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.